Introducing the White Truffle Throw Blanket. So this is one of those projects that started off by falling in love with a skein of yarn and then having to figure out what pattern to pair it with. I think I conquered that with this project. This pattern is a 4-row repeat, so it keeps you engaged. You don't get bored with this project, and it works up so beautifully that you're just more and more encouraged to keep going. And it works up pretty quickly. I'm very excited. Paired with this ruffle border, which is also just so much fun and so beautiful, complements the pattern within the inner body of the blanket perfectly. And everything about this project was so much fun. I had a blast making this blanket. I can't wait to show you how to make this blanket, and I hope you have just as much fun with it as I did. I'm going to label the level of crochet pattern for this project an intermediate level crochet pattern because of all of the particular stitches that we are doing within the inner body of the project and the border itself. Wanting to make sure that you know your basic stitches, you know how to do this fan or shell stitch, and that you're able to just know where a stitch is supposed to go. So intermediate is going to be important, but if you're an advanced beginner or even an absolute beginner and wanting to give this blanket a try, you can always slow down my video by going to the settings button at the bottom of the screen, which will look like a little gear, hitting playback speed and slowing down my video. Maybe that will help you to achieve this particular blanket. All right, so I do have a chart created for this project. I really like to make charts for my blankets, so that way if you want to make a different size blanket than what I made, you can make whatever size you want. Refer to the chart that I created. I have the dimensions of the blankets, the number of chains you will need in your foundation row, the number of rows you will need to make the blanket, and even approximately how much yarn you will need to conquer your blanket. I tried to have all of those math increments done for you. If you need any help with it, just ask me and I'll do what I can to help you out. The pattern for the White Truffle Throw Blanket you can find in both the description section and comment section below this video. All you have to do is click on that link, purchase the pattern, and be ready to crochet with me. Again, as always, you do not need the pattern in order to make this blanket. I will have the step-by-step instructions on the screen for you. However, having that pattern is very helpful, will come in handy, especially with the border and everything that we are doing. Okay, so highly recommend the pattern, but if you will work best just following the video, then that is absolutely an option you can follow. All right, when you are ready to go, let's dive into what materials I used to make the White Truffle Throw Blanket. The materials that you will need for the White Truffle Throw Blanket will of course need a yarn, Caron Cakes in the color White Truffle. There we go. And that's where the name of the blanket comes from, the White Truffle Throw Blanket, because I loved this color palette so much, I just kept the name of the yarn for the blanket. Now this is a size 4 weight worsted medium Aran 10-12 ply or 8 WPI sized yarn. I would compare this yarn to, and I love this yarn from Hobby Lobby, or a Red Heart with Love, but this is so pretty. I love this color. Or you can use what you have in your stash, same size yarn. All right, so this yarn is 80% acrylic, 20% wool. So if you have a wool allergy, be aware. That way, if you need to make adjustments or substitute this out, you can. And like I said, I Love This Yarn or Red Heart with Love would be really, really good substitutions that I would recommend. All right, the amount of yarn that you will need will depend on the size of the blanket that you want to make. So in the pattern, I have a chart that you can follow that has different blanket sizes and approximate amount of yarn that you will need to accomplish that blanket size. Now I say approximate because different crochet tensions will mean you will need either less or more yarn than I recommend, but at least that amount of yarn will get you in the ballpark that you want to be in to accomplish your blanket. All right. Okay, the crochet hook that I used for this blanket was the H8 5mm crochet hook. Right? I recommend that you use a longer shaft crochet hook because we are going to, at certain points of this project, have 10 loops on our crochet hook. And so you're going to want some space on in that shaft of your crochet hook to hold all of those loops. If you have a shorter shaft crochet hook, you might get crowded in there. Now it's doable, but just letting you know, you might run into some challenges. So I recommend a longer shaft crochet hook to work with to fit all 10 of those loops on there comfortably while you're working. Okay, so that is what you're going to need. Now when it comes to the chart is according to using this size crochet hook and that size yarn. If you use a different size yarn or a different size crochet hook, the chart will not work for you. Okay, so be aware of that. That way you can know how important it is to utilize this size, that size with the chart. Okay. The next thing you're going to need is a pair of scissors, a yarn needle or tapestry needle to weave in your ends at the end of the project. Stitch marker is going to be very important. I highly recommend. Now either a stitch marker, or you can have a scrap piece of yarn or a paper clip or a safety pin, something to help you identify where a chain is. This is going to be most vital in row 1 of your blanket, where we are putting 9 stitches in one chain space and then having to skip 3 chains. But when you put 9 stitches in a chain space, it crowds or stretches that chain space and then makes it almost impossible to see the next chain over, and it's easy to mess up your count off row 1 if you don't mark that chain, because it's going to disappear and then you won't count it and then you'll be off count. Okay, so important to have something to mark that chain, and then a ruler or measuring tape just to make sure you're staying on dimension for your blanket. All right, I'm going to put links to everything in the materials section, in both the comment section and materials section, or the comment section and description section below this video. So all you have to do is click on that link to purchase the item and have it shipped directly to you, just to make it easy peasy for you to find any materials that you may struggle to find or just want quick access to. Once you have all the materials that you need to make your white truffle throw blanket and you're ready with the pattern, or you're just ready to get started, let's dive right into how to make the white truffle throw blanket. All right, taking our yarn, starting with a tail long enough for us to weave in our ends at the end of the project, create our slip knot, attach our crochet hook. Great, we are ready to begin. So we start by looking at the chart that I showed you, find the blanket size that you want to make, and then look at how many chains are in your foundation row. Okay, so that's how many chains that you will be making to meet blanket dimension. This pattern is worked up in a multiple stitch count of 8 plus 1 for the foundation row alone, and then the turning chain. Okay, so that's not including turning chain. I'm going to work up a small swatch so I can quickly show you how to get through row to row to row, so that way you just take whatever I show you and extend it however long your row is. Great, so this pattern is worked in a multiple stitch count of 8 plus 1, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then plus 1. So multiple of 8 plus 1. And that is our foundation row. Now, before we move on to row 1, grab a stitch marker that could either be an actual stitch marker or a scrap piece of yarn or a safety pin or a paper clip, something that will help you to identify your stitches. As we're working the pattern for row 1, sometimes the chains next to the stitch that we are working in will get squished and it's hard to identify as a chain. So have that ready to help you out. Okay, so for row 1, we will begin by chaining 1, and that chaining 1 will count as our turning chain. We will single crochet in the second chain from our crochet hook. Remember that the loop on our hook does not count as a chain. We're looking for those V stitches. So 1, 2, single crochet. Great. Skip 3 chains. 1, 2, 3. Insert your crochet hook into the 4th chain. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then pause. Grab your stitch marker. Insert your stitch marker into the 5th chain or the next chain over from your crochet hook. Great. Now come back. In that same stitch that we have our crochet hook in right now, we're going to work 9 extended double crochet stitches. So we're going to yarn over, insert our crochet hook into that stitch, yarn over, pull through, and then keep pulling
extending that stitch, straightening out our crochet hook, and then make our double crochet stitch. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfect. Now the reason we do an extended double crochet stitch is so that the stitch will lay flat. If we work a regular double crochet, 9 regular double crochet stitches here, it will bubble or bow, and you will notice a ripple in the blanket of your finished work. All right, so checking out the next stitch over where we have a stitch marker, look how closed that stitch is. I don't think I would have recognized that as a stitch at all. So having this marker in that space helps me to keep on count. So we're going to skip 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and single crochet in the 4th chain over. Single crochet, and then we can remove the stitch marker. There we go. Skip 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, insert crochet hook into the 4th chain, grab stitch marker, insert that into the 5th chain over, and repeat 9 extended double crochet stitches in that same chain or stitch space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Great. See how it just lays flat? It's great. Okay, count 3 stitches, including the stitch that our yarn or our stitch marker is in. So 1, 2, 3, single crochet in the 4th chain or 4th stitch over. Move our row marker or stitch marker. Skip 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, place our crochet hook into the 4th, grab our stitch marker, place that into the 5th. There we go. 9 extended double crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then skip 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, but you will single crochet in the last chain of row 1. So just know that the very last stitch should be a single crochet stitch right there. Great. Remove our stitch marker, and you shouldn't need the stitch marker again, maybe to identify the ends of your rows, but really honestly, the rest of the work should be pretty easy to identify, but if you want to, keep it handy. All right, so for row 2, we're going to chain 2. 1, 2. That chain 2 does not count as a stitch. We are going to make a double crochet, an extended double crochet 5 tog in the first 5 stitches. So we're going to yarn over, insert our crochet hook into the first stitch, yarn over, pull through, extend it, yarn over, pull through only 2 loops, but keep 2 loops on our crochet hook, yarn over, insert our crochet hook into the next stitch space, yarn over, pull through, extend it, yarn over, pull through only 2, keeping 3 loops on our crochet hook, yarn over, insert a crochet hook into the next stitch space, yarn over, pull through, extend it, yarn over, pull through only 2, leaving 4 loops. So there's 1, 2, 3, got 2 more stitches to make. It's a 5 double crochet tog. So extend it, 1 more, next stitch space, extend it, yarn over, pull through. We should have 6 loops on our crochet hook here before you yarn over and pull through all 6 loops to close that stitch. Now again, the reason we do the extended double crochet stitches is so the work lays flat. Otherwise, everything is going to bunch and group. We don't really want that. If you like that look, that's fine, but I wanted my work to lay more flat. Then we will chain 1 just to close that stitch. Okay? After we close 1 to close that stitch, to make sure it stays, that's the top right here. This is the top of that 5 double crochet tog. Then we will chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Single crochet into the next stitch space, which would be the 5th double crochet of the fan below. Then chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And then make an extended double crochet 9 tog in the next 9 stitch spaces. So yarn over, insert a crochet hook, yarn over, extend, pull through 2, yarn over, next stitch space, yarn over, extend, yarn over, pull through 2. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfect. Wow. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 loops on our crochet hook. It's a bit crowded. This stitch might be a little difficult to do if your crochet hook has a shorter shaft with an abrupt stop right there for the ergonomic crochet hook handle, but you might still be able to do it. It's just going to be a bit tight. Then yarn over, pull that loop through all 10 loops on your crochet hook, then yarn over, pull through, and that is the closure stitch at the very top and the stitch we will work in as we go back around. So again, we do the extended double crochet stitches so everything lays flat. Then chain 3, 1, 2, 3, single crochet in the next stitch, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, extended 9 double crochet tog, or double crochet 9 tog. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, pull through, chain 1 to close the top of that double crochet 9 tog, and then chain 3, 1, 2, 3, single crochet into the next stitch, and you will end row 2 with a double crochet or extended double crochet 5 tog. So chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then work 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 loops on our crochet hook, yarn over, pull through all 6 loops, and chain 1 to close that stitch. And this is what you should be looking at the end of row 2. Let's move on to row 3. To move on to row 3, we will chain 2, 1, 2, turn our work. That chain 2 does not count as a stitch. We will begin by making 5 extended double crochet stitches into the top of that first stitch space, which would have been the very top of this double crochet 5 tog. So extend 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, skip the chain 3, find that single crochet stitch. We're going to single crochet on top of that single crochet stitch. Skip the chain 3, make 9 extended double crochet stitches into the top of that double crochet 9 tog. So we aren't putting any stitches in the chain spaces. We are literally looking for either the single crochet stitch or the top of the tog stitch. So in the top of that tog stitch, we're making 9 extended double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Skip the chain 3, find the single crochet stitch, single crochet on top of that single crochet stitch, skip the next 3 chains, make 9 extended double crochet stitches in that extended double crochet 9 tog. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Skip the chain 3, find the single crochet, skip the chain 3 at the very end of row 3. Find the top of the double crochet 5 tog. Remember, we're not putting anything in the chains. So find the top of the double crochet 5 tog and make 5 extended double crochets in that stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Great. So this is how row 3 should end. What it will look like is that you completed a circle. See how it looks like you completed that shape? Very cool. Moving on to row 4, we chain 1. Turn our work. Now for row 4, you're going to single crochet in the very first stitch space. Perfect. Then you're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And then make 9 extended double crochet tog. 1, 2, 3, 4, even that single crochet stitch, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Should be 10 loops on your crochet hook, yarn over, pull through all 10. Great. Then chain 1, and that closes off that double crochet 9 tog. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, single crochet in the next stitch. Great. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, extended double crochet 9 tog. 1, 2, 3. Remember to keep extending those stitches. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Great. Yarn over, pull through, chain 1 to close that off, and then chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Single crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Extended double crochet, 9 tog. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Great. Yarn over, pull through, chain to close, then chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and single crochet in the top of the very last stitch space to close row 4. Great. This is what you're looking at. Now you'll see there is a little bit of texture because even as we are extending our double crochet stitches, there's still going to be somewhat of a ripple. It just won't be as pronounced of a bubble. Right, last row of the repeat is row 5. Row 5, we chain 1, we turn our work. We will single crochet in the first stitch space or single crochet over the single crochet stitch. Then we will find the center of that extended double crochet 9 tog, and we will make 9 double crochet or extended double crochet stitches in that stitch space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Single crochet in the single crochet stitch. Find the next center of the extended double crochet 9 tog. Make 9 extended double crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Single crochet in the single crochet stitch. Find the next center of the extended double crochet 9 tog. Make 9 extended double crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then single crochet into the single crochet stitch to end row 5. And this is what row 5 will look like. We just basically closed these circles. There you go. Now to repeat the pattern over and over for the rest of our blanket project, we are just going to repeat row 2 through row 5. You're either going to want to end your project on a row 2 or row 4 repeat. That way it will be flat at the top. A way to guide you is it's going to go chain 2, chain 2, chain 1, chain 1, chain 2, chain 2, chain 1, chain 1. And that's going to be the repeat pattern on the sides, turning chains as you work up, knowing, okay, I'm going to have half of the circle on the side of the work, or it's going to start with a single crochet in a fresh circle. Okay, so again, row 2 through row 5 repeat. I show in the chart what row you should end on, or approximately what row you should end on. So hopefully that can help you out. I will go ahead and meet you in a second, finishing off a little bit more of this work, and then I'll come back and show you how we will address or how we will work up the border to this blanket. Great. Let's say you have just finished the inner body of your blanket and you're ready to move on to the border. Now for us, we are not going to cut our yarn. We're just going to keep working continuously right onto the border. But if you want to use a completely different yarn for your border, you're more than welcome to cut your yarn, tie off your work, and reattach a new color for your border. All right. To move on to your border, we will chain 1. We will turn our work. Oh, great. For the border, round 1, and I say round 1 because we're going to work our way all the way around the blanket. We will make 1 single crochet stitch in the center of the togs. So this is the double crochet 5 tog. So that's the center of it. And here's the center of the double crochet 9 tog. Center of the double crochet 9 tog. So we will make 1 single crochet in the center of the togs. We will make 3 single crochets in the chain 3 sections and 1 single crochet on top of the single crochet stitches. Now that I've mentioned what we're doing, let's go ahead and work it. So 1 single crochet in the center of that double crochet 5 tog. Then along the chain 3, we're going to make 3 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3. 1 single crochet in that single crochet stitch, chain 3, so 3 single crochets, 2, 3, single crochet in the center of that tog, move on to the chain 3, we're going to make 3 single crochets over the chain 3, and 1 single crochet in the single crochet stitch. I think you got it. And in that last stitch here, that double crochet 5 tog stitch, we're going to make 3 single crochets in that same space. 1, 2, 3. What that does is it smoothly transitions us to the next side of the blanket. And if you're wondering why 3, 3 is used because the first single crochet is the last stitch for this side of the blanket. The second stitch is known as your turning stitch to help us get us over to the other side. And the third single crochet stitch is actually the very first stitch for this side of the blanket. All right, so it's important to count at least this third stitch as your first stitch for this side. Okay, working the side of the blanket seems to be the most daunting part of working any blanket border. So let me help to get you through this, making it super easy peasy. All right, so when it comes to the sides of your rows, if the side of your row is a double crochet stitch, we are making 3 single crochet stitches in the side of that row. Okay, and then if it's a single crochet stitch, we will make 1 single crochet in the side of that row. Now, if you recall, it should have been in a pattern where it was like single, single, double, double, single, single, double, double. However, what I'm also going to have you do is in the center here of this circle that is made, I'm going to put a single crochet stitch here as well, just to keep the side of the work even. Okay, so what I want you to know for this side is 3 single crochets on the side of each double crochet row, 1 single crochet in the side of the single crochet row, and I'm going to put 1 single crochet in that center space of the half circles. All right, so let me do that with you. Okay, so we're going to dive right into the double crochet. So I'm going to make 3 single crochet stitches around this extended double crochet stitch. There we go. Next is a single crochet, and if you want to pull these apart, you can. Single crochet, single crochet, double crochet, 1, 2, 3, and then center stitch. Then double crochet here, 1, 2, 3, single crochet, single crochet, double crochet, 1, 2, 3, center stitch. And that's kind of a pattern. Center stitch, double, single, single, double, center stitch, double, single, single, double, center stitch. So this is a double, 1, 2, 3. Great. When we meet at the very end of this side, the last row, we will make 3 single crochet stitches in the side of that row. 1, 2, 3. Brilliant work. We are now going to maneuver onto the very bottom of the blanket. For the very bottom of the blanket, we will make 3 single crochets in the side of the double crochets, 1 single crochet in the center of the circle, and 1 single crochet in the single crochet stitches. All right, so looking at the circle, we got a double crochet here, so we're going to make 1, 2, 3, center of circle or shell, double crochet stitch, so 3 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, and single crochet in single crochet stitch. Then double crochet, so 1, 2, 3, center of circle gets 1, then 1, 2, 3, single crochet stitch gets a single crochet stitch. Right, last stitch, which would be a single crochet stitch here, gets 3 single crochets. Smooth transition to the last side of this blanket, and this side is worked the same exact way the other side was worked. We will make 3 single crochet stitches in the side of a double crochet, 1 single crochet stitch in the center of the circle or in the single crochet stitch rows. And I believe there should be a repeat pattern here of 1, 2, 3, center, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, center. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, then 1, 2, 3, center. Great. And actually the very last stitch, the very last row I have here ends with a double crochet 5 tog. I already have 1 stitch in here. That was the very first single crochet stitch I actually made for the entire border or round 1 of my border. So in order to fulfill the 3 single crochet corner, I just need to make 1 more single crochet stitch. Got 1, 2, 3. Slip stitch into the first single crochet, and that closes off round 1 of the border. For round 2 of the blanket border, we will start by chaining 1. We will single crochet in the first stitch space, and then we will chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Skip the next stitch space and single crochet in the following stitch space. And repeat all the way around your blanket border. Not doing anything different, just chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Skip the next stitch space. Single crochet in the following stitch space. 1, 2, 3. Skip 1. Single crochet. I'll meet you here where we join the end of round 2 to show you how we close round 2 and start working round 3 of the blanket border. 1, 2, 3. Skip 1. 1, 2, 3. Skip 1. And 1, 2, 3. Slip stitch into the top of the first single crochet stitch to close round 2 of our blanket border. Great! Let's move on to round 3 of our blanket border. We will start by chaining 1. Single crochet in that first chain 3 section. Great. And then chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Single crochet in the next chain 3 section. Awesome. And then what we are going to do is make 7 treble crochets in the next chain 3 section. So we will yarn over twice, insert our crochet hook around the chain 3, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Great. Single crochet into the next chain 3 section. Beautiful. And by not chaining, we just single crochet, that anchors both sides of that shell or fan right there. Perfect. Okay, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, single crochet in the next chain 3 section, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, single crochet in the next chain 3 section, and then we will make our 7 treble crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and instantly single crochet in the top of the next chain 3. There we go. Now the repeat pattern you will see for round 3 of our blanket border is, so right off of the shell or right off the fan here, single crochet, then chain 3, single crochet, chain 3, single crochet. So there will be 2 chain 3 spots, and then 7 treble crochets. So 7 treble crochets, single crochet, chain 3, single crochet, chain 3, single crochet, 7 treble crochets. All right, so go ahead and repeat this pattern all the way around for round 3. I will meet you at the end of round 3 to show you how we will close round 3 and move on to round 4 of our blanket border. 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 2, 3, 2, and treble crochet. 1. All right, we are at the end of round 3. I'm about to make 7 treble crochets in this corner stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfect. All right, so what we are looking at here, and it could differ on what you are looking at on yours as well, to enter into the very next stitch, what we are going to do is skip the single crochet stitch. We are going to skip the chain 3 and dive right into the next fan or shell stitch here. What we are going to do is we are going to make 2 treble crochet stitches in each stitch space all the way across. Okay, finding the first shell stitch or treble crochet stitch here, treble crochet, 1, treble crochet, 2, next treble crochet, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 13 and 14. And I say 14 because we have 7 treble crochet stitches in the round below. And if we're adding we are making 2 treble crochet stitches on top of each treble crochet stitch, then we should end each of these sections with a total of 14 treble crochet stitches. Once we have finished this section, we will single crochet into the first chain 3. Then we will chain 3, 1, 2, 3, single crochet into the next chain 3, and then continue working 2 treble crochet stitches on top of each treble crochet. Let's go ahead and work this up together, continuing on where we will finish this fan or shell, single crochet, chain 3, single crochet, and then next single crochet, chain 3, single crochet, and then next. Repeat this all the way around. For round 4, I will meet you at the end of round 4 to show you what to do next. The way to identify the end of round 4 is each of these shells or fans will have 2 rows in them. This one only has 1, so as soon as we finish the second, you know we'll be ready to dive into the last round of the border. Okay, I've made it to my very last corner here in round 4. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And 13, 14, perfect. All right, so what we're going to do to transition from round 4 to round 5 is we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and start round 5 of our blanket border. And this is what we are going to do. For our fan or shell stitch right here, we're going to start with a double or an increase treble crochet, which is just making 2 treble crochets in the same stitch space, and then 1 treble crochet. And we're going to repeat this 2 more times for a total of 3 increased treble crochet, 1 treble crochet. So here's 1, 2, and 1. So what we're looking at here. And then 1, 2, and 1. So looking at our pattern here, we have 1 group, 2 groups, 3 groups. Next, we're going to make 2 treble crochets in the following 2 stitch spaces. 1, 2, and then 1, 2. And to finish off this fan, we are going to start with 1 treble crochet and then 2 treble crochet. 1, 2, and repeat this new grouping 2 more times to finish off this fan. So 1, and then 1, 2, 1, then 1, 2. Perfect. So I'm going to actually go ahead and use the back of this paper so it's easier to see here. So looking at this fan shape here for round 5 of our blanket border, it kind of mirrors itself on both sides. We start off by making 3 groups of increased treble crochet, then 1 treble crochet, increased treble crochet, 1 treble crochet, increased treble crochet, 1 treble crochet. All right. Then at the very top, we have an increased treble crochet, increased treble crochet, and then we kind of reverse the pattern and then make 1 treble crochet, increased treble crochet, 1 treble crochet, increased treble crochet, 1 treble crochet, increased treble crochet. And that's how it like looks like an even mirror. It's symmetrical on both sides right there. And then we chain 2, 1, 2, find our next fan and repeat. And that is all we do for round 5 of our blanket border. This is the last round of our blanket border. So go ahead and make your way all the way around, and I'll meet you at the end of round 5 to show you how we tie off and how we close this project. Okay, coming upon the very last corner here for round 5, just did my chain 2 and 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, so got 1, 2, 3 groups, then 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, and just to close it together so it looks like it smoothly transitions, we will chain 2 and slip stitch into the top of that first treble crochet stitch, and that's it. It's amazing how, with how big these fans get, they do this overlap and just continue to make this really beautiful ruffle all the way around the blanket. Grab your scissors, cut a long enough tail for you to weave in your ends. Move that aside now. Yarn over your tail, pull the tail through the loop on your crochet hook, pull tight for a tie off, and now all you have left to do is weave in your ends. You should have this end and that end that we started the project with, and your blanket project is done. I hope you love it.
All right, so what did you think of the White Truffle throw blanket? Let me know in the comment section below if you had any questions. Let me know what you thought of the stitches, what you thought of the border, and overall what your experience was making your own White Truffle throw blanket. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't yet, subscribe to my channel. That way you don't miss out on upcoming videos I have. Check out my membership program. See if there's a level that fits you best. If you'd like a little more integration in my channel and feel more a part of everything I have going on here. Also, check out my Instagram page where you will see behind the camera pictures and what I'm working on, and even materials to prep up for upcoming tutorials. There's a lot of information on there and I think you'll enjoy. If you like this video, you might also really love these videos right here. Also check out this video, which is just a recommended video for you to watch. Thank you so much for spending time with me today, crocheting with me. I always love crocheting with you. I hope you have the best day, and I will see you with my next video. Bye guys.